Hey guys, this is Angus Fairbairn of Boss Fitness from bossfitness.net, and in this video what I want to share with you on is 5 things that will not make you fat. So this is all based around some common things and misconceptions that I see many females struggling with in terms of their dieting endeavours. So fat loss doesn't need to be hard and complicated, so within this video what I want to do is to help alleviate some of the pressure and stress that you've maybe been going through with trying to achieve your goals going solo, and help you to understand a bit more about food and nutrition in the process as we work through this together, so get excited. The very first one that I want to focus on is the idea of late night eating. So this is a common one where a lot of people stress about no carbs after 6. If they eat at 9 o'clock, that their meal is going to get turned into fat, this, that and the other. I want you to know that a calorie and a macronutrient is always the same regardless of what time it is that you're eating. So that means that a calorie at 4 a.m. in the morning is the same as one that's taken into the body at 12 o'clock, and the same as what will happen if it's taken in at like 11 o'clock at night. It does not matter. Your body doesn't recognize or care at what time it's coming in. All it really cares about is how much is coming in relation to how much it actually requires to trigger the results that you want. So if you're stressing out about meal cut-off times and things like that, forget it, there's no need whatsoever. Number 2 that we're focusing on is the idea of diet soft drinks. So these definitely will not make you fat or cause you to gain weight just like anything else would. When it comes to soft drinks as a whole, obviously they're dished a lot of hate because of the fact that they've got food chemicals in and sweeteners and stuff like that. But in terms of demonizing them because they're an actual liquid, that's really not necessary whatsoever. When it comes to soft drink, obviously yes, some of them have got various amounts of calories and whatever, but really sugar, it's not bad for you whatsoever. The carbs that are within it, the body will do exactly what it would do. The carbs that come from that soft drink compared to what it would from say like a sweet potato or whatever, obviously insulin response comes into it a little bit, but it's not enough to really cause any real difference. So if you're keen for some diet soft drink, go for gold. Just make sure that on a daily basis you're actually taking in above 2 or so litres per day of water, and if you're doing that you're going to naturally feel satisfied and not really thirsty anyway, so that will naturally reduce how much soft drink you actually drink. So don't stress out about soft drink, okay? Number 3 is white carbs. So when it comes to once again the carbs thing as a whole, really your body isn't going to do anything different with white carbs as it would to say brown carbs, so wholemeal carbs. Obviously yes, there will be varying amounts of nutrients and stuff like that, but hey, this is focusing on fat loss, yeah? So when it comes to the differentiating factor between the two, let's say for example that you go to the shops and you opted for wholemeal pasta as opposed to Old Mate Standard San Remo white pasta, okay? You're not going to be doing your body much good going wholemeal compared to normal. So what I encourage you to do is just to choose what floats your boat in terms of what you're keen for, maybe what's on special. And then as long as you hit your targets and your numbers at the end of the day in terms of how much energy your body requires, you can rest assured that just because you're eating white carbs that you will not gain weight, okay? Number 4 of our video together is eating red meat. So in terms of comparing white meat to red meat, obviously yes, they're both going to have protein. Many will actually say that white meat is better for you because it has lower amounts of fat and stuff like that. But obviously when it comes to cooking white meat, you're probably going to be cooking it with olive oil. Chances are that you're going to add some seasoning and stuff like that. Red meat, obviously it's got a bit of natural fat, yes, occurring within it. But in the scheme of things, hey, protein is protein, your body's going to do the same regardless. So with all this hate that gets dished towards red meat causing cancer and causing health problems and whatever, really if you're allergic to red meat, fantastic, well then that's when you should probably cut it out or try and reduce it. But in terms of just a normal person, there's no need to try and just go, alright, I'm only going to eat red meat once a week for the sake of it and trying to boost your results, okay? So eating red meat in itself cannot and will not contribute towards you gaining weight. And last but not least, what we have is not eating breakfast. So the idea that breakfast is the most important meal of the day is something which is still being thrown around, and really that's just, I think that it's come from basically cereal companies marketing their cereal and getting in our faces and stuff to buy it, and different things like that. But really, yes, obviously your breakfast is basically breaking a fast, so your fasted state, which has happened overnight from you sleeping. So in terms of, I guess, the scheme of things, like you're going to have Let's say there's two people. This person here is the person that has breakfast. This person here is the person that doesn't. As long as they hit the numbers overall at the end of the day, they're both going to have the exact same result. Okay. So in other words, if you are someone that's really busy and stresses out about, and find a bit of a mission to try and eat breakfast, well, hey, miss it if you want to and just have a morning tea and then a good lunch. Like, who cares? If you're someone that must have breakfast because you function well in it, well, cool, eat your breakfast, rock on. But in terms of, the difference between the two, really it just comes down to personal preference. And as long as you're able to be consistent within your actual eating and you're not feeling stressed out within it, well, then that's what you know that you're on a winner. Because just because you miss breakfast, that cannot make you fat. The only actual way that anyone can actually gain weight is through being in what's called a consistent energy surplus. So day in, day out, supplying the body beyond how much they need, and therefore the body's going to do something with the excess tissue, therefore it's going to get stored as fat. So if you're someone that feels a bit overwhelmed when it comes to nutrition and fat loss and sort of feeling a bit of disarray with what I've sort of said here, I'd love to do you a favour and organise a chat together where we can uncover your story, your nutrition flow and how you've been going solo, so I can see if there's ground and room for us to be able to go alongside together as a team to take you to the next level. But if you found this valuable and if you've got any questions, drop it in the comment box below. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see you next time. Take care.